watching FCTV here. My name is Josh Breen. Alongside me, I got You're watching FCTV. My name is Josh. Alongside me, I got Michael and Garrett, and we are going to see the Floyd Central Highlanders take on the Silver Creek Dragons. Very exciting matchup. FC did take the loss last year at Silver Creek. Trey Kaufman, he's been a monster to say the least. Put up over 40 points last game for their win against Salem, and he's the #1 player in Indiana. Standing at 6'10", 220, a monster, a beast, and they got to stop him in the paint.
That's right. It'll be an interesting game just to see what the Highlanders will do to match up against him. I mean, he's a problem no matter where you put him on the floor. We'll see what the Highlanders come up with defensively to try and stop him.
So you think about size. I expect we see Wesley Selhusky. He's the only one with the size to be able to stop Kaufman. If he gets going early, that could mean terrible for the Highlanders.
Right, and that's the key to why the Highlanders kept it so close last year at Silver Creek, is because they had big Grant Goman on Trey Kaufman the entire first half. That's why he was so limited. Ultimately, however, the Highlanders did collapse in the second half, and Silver Creek came away with the dub. But it will be interesting to see how the Highlanders match up against him. I expect to see Wesley Salhusky, maybe even Caleb Washington on him this game. I think it'll be interesting to see how Coach Sturgeon game plans for him.
Say on the other side, with Jake Highbeater, he's going to need to have an offensive performance here. Kaufman has proven himself to be a very deadly scorer. Highbeater as well. And there might be an offensive explosion on both sides. Two players going back to back. And it's going to be very interesting to see. Might be an offensive explosion. They might cancel out. One might take the lead. Who knows?
It'll come down to a game of second options. It'll be interesting to see how Caleb Washington matches up against Cooper Jacoby as well.
And right now for the Hoosier Hill Conference, before we start, we are going to go to the national anthem right now.
Presenting the colors tonight are Navy Junior ROTC cadets Jacob Wheatley, Jacob Wilbaum, Dylan Meyer, commanded by Kyle Parsons. Once the colors have been presented, the Floyd Central Pep Band will perform our national anthem.
And there was the national anthem performed by the Highlander Pep Band. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. We talked about this all night. High breeder. He can grab a board, block on the other side of the ball. I'm telling you, I had my doubts freshman year, but this kid, I'm telling you, he's got some real talent here, and he might be an underrated look that we're going to see.
Right. We'd like to thank the following grant writers for making this production possible: New Albany Masonic Temple, Arc Weld Inc., Signature Mortgage, and Al's Farm Market. Thank you guys for making this production possible.
I mean, we talked about that game last year for the Dragons. Trey Kaufman, I mean, he's been dominating all season. He's averaging around 26 points, 1.5 blocks, and he's in the double digits when it comes to rebounds. He's a double-double player every single night. He's not afraid to show up on away games. And Highlanders, you talked about last outing, they detained him. And a lot of that was to the size and versatility of Grant Goman. But you look at it now, it's a very undersized team than what we saw last year. That's going to hurt the Highlanders. Silver Creek is the reigning state champions. And last game, it was kind of close. But I really do think whoever comes out of the gate swinging first, we're going to see that run carry on for a while.
Right, and the key to the Highlanders winning this game is, like you said, they're going to have to come out swinging, and they're going to have to start scoring early and fast. They're going to have to be consistent, and they're going to have to, be. See how it turns out.
Looks like it's going to be Kaufman and Washington for the tip here. There we go, Dragons versus Highlanders. There's the tip, and the tip goes way out, but Highlanders will get it. Highbeater gets possession. Highbeater now with it. Pass now to Harrett. Harrett looks right, gives it to Trippier on the left. Trippier with it, gives it to Harrett. Highbeater has it in the corner right now. Drives baseline, puts up a tough layup, foul, and one.
There's that early offense that we were talking about. They're going to have to hit that shot, and they're going to have to hit it often. It'll be the key. The success in the post is going to be key to the success of the Highlanders in the overall game.
Say Highbeater now going to go with the line. Free throws. We talked about free throws. They've been down for a long time for the Highlanders. They better have a good free throw night for them.
Right, they're going to have to take every chance they can get against a tough Silver Creek defense like this.
And that free throw will go in for the Highlanders. Dragons now have the ball.
Who scored?
Okay, Highbeater now has it. Inside pass there to Washington. Puts up a tough layup, and that'll go in. Quick points for Washington.
That's something that their Highlanders are going to have success on the entire night. They're going to have to keep up with this fast-paced Silver Creek offense.
Dragons with the ball now. 5-5 right now. 6:34 left in the first quarter. Taking their time here. Dragons still with it, have it top of the key. Dragons still holding up. I don't know what. Kaufman still has it. Pass now Tough defense from the Highlanders. They're trying to get inside to Kaufman. They're denying him the ball. Tell you, Michael, they just keep holding it down right now.
That is tough defense by the Highlanders, yeah. Excellent defensive game plan by Coach Sturgeon so far. They're going to have to keep this up the entire game, though, if they want a shot.
Dragons just working around. Finally, Kaufman will drive inside and gets fouled on the floor. They'll inbound it.
I thought they called a travel there.
And Moore will be with the foul. They'll inbound it.
I tell you what, that's an interesting personnel decision, putting Brady Moore on Trey Kaufman.
They inbound a quick mid-range shot, no good, and Washington brings down the board. Washington with the ball now has the top of the key, gives it to Highbreeder. Highbreeder pulls up from top of the key.
Feeling it tonight, pulling a three like that. He's going to have to take smarter shots throughout the entire game, though.
They give it to Kaufman. Kaufman will drive baseline, throw it out to an open man. He's in the corner, pulls up for three, and that goes in.
Perimeter defense is something that's going to be key for the Highlanders tonight. They played it well there earlier in the first quarter, but they're going to have to keep doing that. They cannot let those threes pop open.
Right now they give it to Trippier in the corner. Trippier has it. They give it to inside of Washington. Pulls up for the mid-range. No. It's down right now. It's Northern. Northern top. Gets tripped out by Moore. Northern saves it. Ball throws inside off of Kaufman, and it will go to the Highlanders.
That is an excellent defensive job there by Brady Moore. He's going to have to be in Trey Kaufman's face all night long if they want a shot at it.
These numbers don't match up.
They give it to Highbury here. 4:44 left in the first. 8-5 now. Dragons up by 3. Trippier has it for the Highlanders. Pass to Moore, top of the key. Gives it to Highbury on the wing. Inside pass down to Moore. Moore turnaround, puts up the hook, and that goes in for Moore.
Way to take advantage of the size, or take advantage of that size mismatch there by Brady Moore. He saw that he was on a shorter player. He took that post and took advantage of it.
Northern with the ball for the Dragons. Say Kaufman's been their offensive weapon. They keep giving it to him. Ball finds Hinton, then to Schoon. Right now, Dragons on the wing. Drives inside.
To his advantage.
They give it to Trippier. Trippier has it on the right wing. Gives it to Moore. Passes around to Highbreeder, left wing. Drives inside. Puts it up and gets denied, but they're going to call a foul. And Highbreeder will go to the line for 2.
He's going to have to capitalize on these shots. So far, they've been matching just about every shot that's been put up by the Dragons. These are crucial free throws right here early on in the first half.
Say he made his only other free throw attempt on the night. 3:48 left in the first quarter. 10-7. Highlanders down by 3. Highbreeder is right now on the line. First free throw goes in for Highbreeder. Now makes it 8-10.
Salahusky checking in for the Highlanders here.
We talked about how his side is going to be important to combat Kaufman. Second free throw does go in for Highbreeder. Dragons ball right now is Northern. and foul going for the rebound. It will go to the Dragons.
That is a big-time shot there by Cole Harrett, taking it over the #1 player in the state of Indiana. If he's just got to be smarter about getting open throughout the rest of the game.
And it looks like Schuin will check in for Northern for the Dragons. For the Highlanders, Poach will check in for Trippier. Gilbert to inbound. 2:31 left in the first quarter. Inbounds into Hinton. So we knew Kaufman would be the offensive weapon for them, but they've been relying on him a lot this quarter.
It seems like it's just going through Kaufman and a three-point shot.
In the corner now, Hinton has it guarded by Harrod. Inside pass to Kaufman. Pass to the other side there. Ball finds Hinton, top of the key. They give it to Schuin. He'll drive baseline, and an offensive foul. It'll go to the Highlanders.
Excellent job by Wes Salahusky drawing the charge there. He's impressing in the limited minutes he's played so far.
More to inbound, and Washington and Northern will check in for Schuin, and on the Highlander side, Washington will check in for Moore. Kaufman has shown a lot this game here, but if they keep making those silly turnovers, his offense isn't really going to matter. Highbitter has it. Pass to Salahusky, top of the key. Gives it to Harrod on the wing. Gets some space. He'll try a three over Kaufman, and that goes in for Cole Harrod.
He is on fire right now.
Swing over now. They're going quick with it. Schuin has it. Pass out to Northern, then to Hinton, top of the key. Back to Northern. Gets some space. Drives. Pump fakes. Puts up a tough runner, and that goes in. Wow.
Impressive drive there by Northern, getting around Salahusky.
Highbreeder has it for the Highlanders. He has the top of the key. Gives it to Washington on the wing. Pass down to Harrod. Inside pass to Salahusky. Puts up a shot over Kaufman. No good, but Highbreeder gets the board. Puts it up, and that's easy points.
You cannot let Highbreeder work down low.
17-14 here. Highlanders up by 3. Northern has it for the Dragons. They give it to Kaufman on the wing. He drives inside, and they're going to call a foul, I think on Potes, and Dragons will inbound.
A lot of confusion surrounding that one.
So it looks like it's going to be Hinton to inbound. 17-14, Highlanders up by 3. 1:09 left in the first quarter. So an offensive monster on both teams. Harrod hitting 2 threes over Kaufman, showing his offensive dominance. Hinton to inbound for the Dragons. Quickly inbounds it to Kaufman, who loses it out of bounds. And that'll go to the Highlanders.
Both teams here rotating their players well, keeping each other fresh.
Down the Highlander side, Poach to inbound to Highbreeder. Salahusky has matched up nicely for Kaufman. Both almost 7 feet tall. About a minute left. Highbreeder has it for the Highlanders. Gives it to Salahusky, top of the key. Hands it off to Highbreeder. Highbreeder working on Schuin. Pass to Harrod on the wing. Harrod still with it. Harrod drives. Gets out, and it gets stolen away by Garton. Ball finds Kaufman. They give Jacoby on the fast break. Jacoby goes up with it, and fast break on that.
You cannot let those mistakes happen if you're the Highlanders.
Poach goes quick with it, though. Protest for the Highlanders. 30 seconds left in the first. 17-16. Highlanders up by 1. Ball finds Washington on the elbow. Inside pass to a Husky. Falls. And they're going to call a foul on Kaufman. I almost thought they called a travel.
I did too, but that's a good matchup. Salahusky is matching up well against Trey Kaufman so far. Just purely from a size standpoint, he's playing well.
Poach to inbound for the Highlanders. 18.1 left in the first. 17-16. Highlanders up by 1. Seeing if they can close out the quarter. Quick inbound to Washington. And that quickly gets knocked out of bounds by Garton. It'll stay with the Highlanders.
Tough defense here by the Dragons. The Highlanders are going to have to make something happen here if they want to get a shot off.
Poach to inbound. 5-second violation. That'll go to the Dragons now.
There's that tough defense by the Dragons that's so hard to get around.
Now it looks like Gilbert to inbound. They got 16.9 seconds to work with. They inbound to Northern. Northern has it. 10 seconds. Ball finds Garton on the wing. 8 seconds. Gets a pick, stops. Gives it to Northern. Inside pass Jacoby. Gets up a shot over Salahusky. No good. Ball gets tipped around and out of bounds with 0.1 seconds going to the Highlanders. 17-16 right now. Highlanders up by 1.
And that's something that the Dragons have started to take advantage of is Cooper Jacoby on West Salahusky. Jacoby is smaller and faster than Kaufman is, so it's going to be easier for him to get around a big body like Salahusky.
And they're going to wave off that last millisecond. That closed the first quarter. Score is 17-16. Highlanders up by 1 right now.
We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible: Sprigler Door Service, Skyline Chili, Brainco, Minneapolis School of Advertising, and Retailer Supply. Thank you guys for making this production possible. We would not be here without you.
Cole Herrick came out, and I've said this before, when he gets going, he doesn't slow down. There's some nights he's just off, but when he's hot, he's hot. Hit 2 threes over the much bigger Trey Kaufman, and those were 2 big shots. They can continue that streak going. They can just ride him off, and we could see a 5 3-point game for performance.
And a big thing for the Highlanders going into this game was confidence. And to have the confidence to shoot threes over the best player in Indiana right now, that is saying something about Cole Harrod's, determination to win this game. And taking big-time shots like that is how you're going to win this game. You're going to have to beat them, when it matters, from beyond the three-point line and even down low. Jake Hybreeder's done an excellent job down low with multiple people on him. Let's see how the rest of the game plays out.
Kaufman played that entire quarter. He is very quick. He can do almost everything on the court. He's a very deadly weapon. They're definitely going to watch out for that one. Getting back to the action, start the second quarter, 17-16. Highlanders up by 1. Dragons ball, Hinton to inbound. He does to Northern. Northern has it, gets it across the timeline, guarded by Potes. Pass now to Garton, then to Kaufman. He has the top of the key. Drives in. Kicks out to an open Garton on the corner. He'll try a 3, and that goes in.
That's something about these Silver Creek Dragons. They are so good from the corner and up and from beyond the arc. You're going to have to play perimeter defense as well as match up on Trey Kaufman.
Potes has it right now. Inside pass to Hybreeder. Open in the lane and open in the paint. That ties the game.
Excellent vision there by Kyle Potes finding the open man.
Northern has it right now. 7-20 left in the second. 19-19 tie ball game here. Northern has it. It's 2 picks. Doesn't use either of them. Northern has it. Pass now to Hinton and gives it back to Northern. So it's not usually as a fast-paced offense as we see in other games here. Inside pass down to Kaufman. Puts up a shot over Washington, and that's in.
That deep fader is dang near unstoppable.
Hybreeder, offensive foul.
They're going to have to be a lot more careful here as the Dragons will pass it in. That looks like Hinton passing into Northern.
Yeah, Hinton will now inbound. Great use, setting himself up 21-19 now. And that is going to be Dragons' lead. It's a very back-and-forth ball game so far. Northern has it right now. Guarded by Potes. Potes is a great on-ball defender. Right now, Trippier's guarding Garton. Inside pass there to Kaufman. Kaufman loses the ball, puts up a tough shot over Moore, and that goes in. Saved it nicely.
That's Trey Kaufman there getting lucky on that lost ball, but ultimately recovering well against a Highlander defensive lapse.
Moore has it. Pass now out to Potes. Potes brings it out. Working on Garton, gives it out to Moore. Moore drives in on Kaufman, puts up a jumper, and that goes in for Brady Moore.
That is an excellent offensive play there by the Highlanders. They're going to have to look to make that work all game long.
Dragons go quick. Northern. It'll be, I think, a foul as he went out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons.
And that's going to be a matchup to watch all night long is Northern on Potes. Both very, very similar players.
Foul is going to be on Trippier. They inbound it now to Northern. Pass inside to an open Kaufman who lays it in.
The Highlanders are going to have to play more aggressive defense on them. They know they can't stop them. They know they can only hope to slow them down, so they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive than that.
Hybreeder gives it to Moore on the wing. Goes right, gives it to Trippier. Hand off to Hybreeder. Almost gets stolen by Hinton. Hybreeder working on Hinton now. Gives it to Trippier on the wing. Pass down to Potes, guarded by Garton. Potes drives in, gives it to Trippier in the corner. Pass out to Hybreeder.
Tough defense here by Silver Creek.
Hybreeder still holding on it. More in motion. Hybreeder's drawing up something. Gets a pick from Washington, gets inside to Washington, turnaround J for Washington, back iron, no good. He gets his own rebound and puts it up. He got that over 3 Dragons.
Excellent tenacity there by Caleb Washington. They're going to have to keep that up all game long if they want to compete.
Kaufman has the ball, and they're going to give it to Hinton. Fans looking for a charge. They don't get it. Northern has it, drives in, puts up a shot over Washington, and that goes in for the much smaller guard.
That's impressive there by Northern, getting it in over a tough player in Caleb Washington.
27-23, Dragons up by 4. 4:36 left in the second quarter. Potes has it, drives in, puts up a tough layup, and that goes in for Kyle Potes.
Excellent offensive drive there by Kyle Potes, finding the hole and making the most of it.
Garton has it on the wing right now. Ball gets poked away, but saved by Garton. Northern now has it. Saying Northern and Potes, 2 extremely fast guards.
Both playing out of their minds right now.
They give it to Garton on the wing. Pass to Kaufman in the corner. Inside pass to Kobe. Puts up a tough shot. Gets denied by Brady Moore. Out of bounds. It will stay with the Dragons.
And he's one of the more underrated players on this Highlander team is Brady Moore. He's an excellent defensive presence, and he is an absolute stalwart on offense as well. It'll be interesting to see how he matches up against the better players in Kaufman and Jacoby.
Timeout called Silver Creek. 27-25. Dragons up by 2. 4:10 left in the second quarter.
We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible: Bledsoe Painting Company, Geckler Pools and Spas, Lazy Sundays, Walnut Ridge Landscaping and Design Incorporated. Thank you guys for making this production possible.
Say Highlanders holding in strong. Kaufman on the defensive side seems a little bit slow, allowing Potes and now Moore to get over him on jumpers, and Harrod in the first quarter here. And he's getting tripped up. Balls are getting poked out of his way. He's getting trapped in the double teams here. Highlanders defense, it's showing what we saw last year in that first half. They locked him down. It's showing just as strong as ever.
Right, the Highlanders are playing close and pesky defense too. They're going after the ball. They're playing the ball well. And something else to notice, they're double teaming Trey Kaufman whenever they can. They know that's the only way they're going to be able to slow him down is by putting 2 of their best guys on him. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the rest of the game.
They're trying to trap him in the corner. Hinton to inbound. Inbounds it to Roberts. Pass to Jacoby. Jacoby has it. Inside pass to Kaufman. Guarded by Washington. Drives. Gets double teamed by Trippier and Washington. Gets around Washington and lays it in. Great footwork.
That's something that, it's just Trey Kaufman going around one of the better players on this Floyd Central team in Caleb Washington. He is not an easy person to get around.
On Highlander side now, 29-25. Dragons up by 4. Highbreeder has it. Gives it to Trippier. Ball finds Harrod now. Harrod in motion. Hand off to Highbreeder. Pulls up top of the key 3. No good. And the rebound gets ripped down there by Kaufman. Kaufman now has it. Pass now to Hinton. Hinton to Jacoby. Top of the key. Jacoby drives and stop. Pulls up from the mid-range. And that goes in for Jacoby.
Jacoby is not a player you can forget about on the Silver Creek offense with Kaufman there. He is a dangerous player.
Harrod now has it on the wing. Hangs it over to Moore right now. Moore with it. Gives it to Highbreeder. And out of bounds right now. That'll go over the Dragons. So I think foul is going to be on Moore. And Dragons ball. Northern has it. A very fast-paced offense here, very high-scoring half so far. 2:50 left in the second now. To an open Hinton on the wing, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and Highbreeder pulls it down. Highbreeder has it. Inside pass to Moore, puts up a shot over Northern, and that goes in.
Excellent tenacity by Brady Moore.
They go quick with it. Jacoby will pull up for 3, and that was all over front iron, but no good. Highbreeder very unhappy.
He knows they're going to have to match this fast-paced offense if they want a chance. Already down 2 scores. You cannot afford to make any mistakes right now.
34 now to 27. Dragons with the lead. Some discussion. They're going to stop the game here. Ref talking.
There seems to be a dispute about the score right now.
Yeah. Was that 33? They'll add on the three-pointer, make it 34. 34 to 27 now. Dragons in the lead. Highlanders ball. Highbreeder has it. gives it to Moore. Moore has it on the elbow. Pass out now to Highbreeder. Gets a pick from Husky. Drives and gives it out to Trippier. Ball finds Moore, has it in the corner, gives it to Highbreeder, pulls up for three. That goes in for Highbreeder with Northern right in his face.
Highbreeder's going to have to go shot for shot here with Kaufman if he wants to keep the Highlanders in the game. So far, he's been doing that and doing an excellent job of it as well.
34-30. Dragons up by 4. Kaufman now has it for the Dragons. Guarded by Trippier, gives it to Northern. Kaufman seeing a lot less touches in this corner. Northern has it. He'll try his own three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Attempted putback by Hinton, no good, but a foul for 4. And he's had 2 rough trips going up for it. It's been knocked down twice.
It's the Highlanders. They know they're going to have to win the battle on the boards if they want to win this game. So they're competing for every rebound, trying not to let the Dragons get a chance at it.
And Trippier committed the foul. Him and Moore will check out for Potes and Washington. And for the Dragons, Schuin will check in for Hinton. Northern to inbound for the Dragons. Inbounds it to Jacoby. Puts up a shot over and gets denied by Husky. That goes out of bounds, and it'll go to the Highlanders.
That was an excellent job by Jake Highbreeder saving that ball, bouncing it off that Silver Creek player. Doing an excellent job of making sure his team stays with possession. An excellent defense there overall in that possession by the Highlanders.
1:23 left in the second quarter, 34-30. Up by 4, it's the Dragons. Highlanders ball, though. Husky has the top of the key. Hand off to Potes. Gives it to Harrod on the wing. Inside pass gets knocked away and stolen by Schuin. Gilbert picks up, though. Pass over to Northern. He has on the wing now. Highbreeder picks him up. Pass now to Kaufman. Inside pass now to Jacoby. Jacoby loses the ball out to Kaufman. He'll try a 3. No good, and Husky will pull down the board. They give it to Harrod. Highlanders on the fast break. Potes has it. Potes will stop the fast break. Potes will drive, stops, looks to get it out, gets it out to Highbreeder on the wing. 35 seconds left in the second. Highbreeder now has it, guarded by Jacoby.
Something else to note is Potes on Kaufman right now.
Ball gets poked out now, but it goes out of bounds. Jacoby's been furious on Highbreeder all game long.
Jacoby knows he plays powerful. He tries to drive in, he uses his body. He's a very physical basketball player, and Highbreeder's been matching that so far tonight.
Potes to inbound. 27 seconds left in the second. 34-30. Potes inbounds it to Harrod. Harrod has it now. He's guarded by Schuin. Hand off to Potes. Potes is going to hold off. 15 seconds. 10 seconds now. Highlanders are going to hold it off. He gets a pick by Husky. Kaufman picks him up. He'll shoot a 3 over Kaufman, and that'll go in on Potes.
What a shot there by Kyle Potes over the #1 high school basketball player in Indiana. What a size disadvantage. Big time shot there by Kyle Potes.
What did I tell you about Kyle Potes? A very underrated player. Kaufman is almost 7 foot. Potes, one of the smallest, if not the smallest player on the court right now. Drains it to close it. And to close out the first half, it'll be 34-33. Dragons only up by 1 now.
We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible: Southern Indiana Electric and HVAC, United Dynamics Incorporated, Bare Metal Incorporated, and Sorg Sports and Wellness. Thank you guys for making this production possible. We would not be here without you.
What a high-scoring, very exciting first half that was. Potes closed it off great, and they have been handling Kaufman really good. It's insane. They are double-teaming him, always trapping him in the corner, and Potes is doing a great job getting his hand in there, and it's caused some loose balls. Kaufman still had his presence, but Northern, I think, is a very underrated second option for him. He can drive the ball well, hit a tough shot over Husky. I mean, we talked about Kaufman, but you look at players like that, it's clear he's got some help tonight.
That's right, and you look at underrated players. Kyle Potes on Northern this entire game, I think is going to be the matchup to watch. Not Kaufman on Washington, not Highbreeder on Jacoby. I think it's going to be those two, because those two have been the two highest scoring players on this team so far, except for maybe Coates and Highbreeder, excuse me. But that'll be the matchup to watch for the rest of the game, I think.
Very interesting matchup on Coach Sturgeon to put Potes on Kaufman, but hey, it worked. Say, the big thing for the Highlanders going right now, not too many free throw attempts. Honestly, not really that many fouls, all things considered. What more can you say? Highbreeder went 3 for 3 on the line for free throws. Perfect so far. We always talk about how free throws, over the past couple of years, percentages have been way down. And when you have a shooter like Highbreeder, it's very weird to see stuff like that. And it's just good to see that they're burying their shots. And for the Dragons side, Washington can't seem to figure out Kaufman at all. I mean, you saw him. They had him trapped on double team, but all it took was one step to throw Washington off. I think that's why the decision was made towards the end of the second quarter. Washington, the sophomore, just getting a little intimidated by the senior.
And there's only so much you can do when you're a sophomore going against the #1 basketball player in the state of Indiana. I mean, there's only so much you can do in that scenario. And something else Coach Sturgeon's going to have to be careful with is putting Potes on Kaufman in the second half. We saw what Kaufman did to this team in the second half last year.
Yeah.
I'd be careful putting a player of Potes' stature on Kaufman for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Highlander ball. Harrod, he had a great first quarter, went a little bit more quiet in the second. Highbreeder kind of showed up. But we saw at that, Highbreeder's getting easily agitated. Whenever the Dragons went on that, 7-point run, he was getting a little bit mad. I mean, rightfully, how could you not be? I mean, if they want to, the Dragons can outrun the Highlanders. Highbreeder, he's just getting frustrated at that. We're seeing way more shot attempts rather than drives from Highbreeder's side. It's a very different playing style than what he's used to. And so far it's working. He's relied more on players like Brady Moore, who hit 2 big inside shots over Kaufman. I mean, the whole Highlanders are proving they can go one-on-one with Kaufman. And you're the Dragons, it's a very terrible thing. But like you said, there's something about second half Trey Kaufman that scares people a little. And that's because he's a monster and he's an offensive superstar.
Right, and something you can't discount about the Silver Creek team is how good Cooper Jacoby is as a second option. He's proven so far he is a physical basketball player. He will get in your face on offense. And even on defense, he's not afraid to step on your toes a little bit. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch, is how Coach Sturgeon will play him. And you can't force him on the back burner defensively. I mean, he is such a good offensive weapon, even with Kaufman on the court. You cannot, and he's so good, and he's good enough to where if Kaufman has to come out for rest or whatever, Silver Creek can run the offense through him. So we'll see how he turns out here in the second half as well.
Another big thing we saw was the inclusion more of Wesley Selahusky. He gets his limited minutes, but he played a lot more than I expected him to. And with that size, you're going to need somebody on Kaufman to actually perform like that. And right now we're going to go to Garrett right now. He's going to hit us with some stats on both sides.
Well, right now the score is 34-33. The Silver Creek Dragons lead by 1, and that's mostly due in part to Trey Kaufman. Right now with 16 points, he's been doing most of the work for Silver Creek, having almost half their scoring. And then for the Highlanders, they can thank most of that to Jake Highbreeder, just one behind with 15. He's been doing well this game so far, shooting high percentages, as well as his teammates stepping up, making big shots down the first half. Cole right now with 6, Kyle Potes with 5 with that big 3 over Kaufman. And Silver Creek, they're also having help with Northerner with his assists and his points, as well as Cooper Jacoby knocking down 7 for the Highlanders right now.
We look at that game, that first half rather. Kaufman is a very interesting player. He's very fast. He can drive in. He can shoot from pretty much anywhere on the court. He's a very intelligent player. When he's in the post, he knows how to use his feet and put up shots over and up and under people. And we talked about how Washington hasn't really figured out that side of the ball yet. But like I said, Northern has shocked me. And you touched a little bit about Jacoby. And I remember that game last year. He had 20 or so points himself. He's a great shooter, great big man, and that was the big 3. It was just Jacoby, it was Northern, and it was Kaufman. They're very tall, very fast, all of them. It's a very interesting game. A little bit quiet on Hinton's side, Isaac Hinton's side, but what more could you possibly want? It's a very close game, 34-33. Both sides definitely got a lot to talk about. But who knows? When you get down to the wire, this could be an extremely close game.
Right, and ultimately what happened last year when these two teams played, it was Jake Hybreeder ended up having to go shot for shot with Trey Kaufman in the fourth quarter, and he dang near did.
Yep.
Kaufman ended up getting the best of him at the end there, with the Highlanders losing, I believe, on a last-second three miss by them. But here we are again, same story. Hybreeder having to go shot for shot with Jacoby and having success with that on the most part, even with Kaufman being limited like he has been in the first half.
Say, the big thing, we don't really do score predictions on FCTV broadcast, but I would never have expected this much of an offensive explosion on both sides. Both teams hitting at a high percentage across three-point percentage, way more than where it should be. Harris, Potes, Hybreeder nailing their shots. Trippier a little bit quiet. Northern, I mean, it's so weird. Schuin, he hit a three for the Dragons. You talk about Kaufman and Hybreeder going shot for shot, and of course they are two of the offensive leaders for their team. But this whole team just might go shot for shot. Everyone here is performing well, and it's transcended to the very highest scoring game we've seen so far. And, I mean, it's whatever team can keep that momentum that's going to pull out to open the third quarter. There's going to be one team we're going to see here that's going to start and keep going and might just open up to a run. It's a very weird game when you have two fast-paced teams going at each other, and two teams also that can shoot. Not just one player, but you got multiple shooters. It's a very high competitive game, and as usual, one team's got to come out on top. And by that, they're going to have to go on a massive run either side.
Right, and ultimately, it's going to be whoever comes out of this quarter swinging first. Both teams got punched in the mouth a little bit here in the first half. It'll be whoever recovers the best from that and whoever can dish the most punishment out here in the second half.
Say, this building has been electric so far. I mean, the student section for the Highlanders, it's always a highlight in and out of itself. It's always fun to watch, and it's way more of an emotional crowd. Fans disagreeing with calls left and right. Refs are going to definitely play a factor. And I can't remember, did we see the Dragons take a free throw attempt?
I don't think we have. They've certainly drawn a few fouls, as Trippier and Moore, I believe, are both in foul trouble already.
Yep.
But I don't think we've seen them draw a shooting foul yet thus far.
I mean, that's a big highlight for the Highlanders. I mean, to not allow that many shooting fouls. Usually, with a player like Kaufman, who's overheights everyone, he usually gets a lot more calls than he does. And that might be the reason they put Potes in the game.
Honestly, that would make a lot of sense. You put a smaller player on a bigger player like Kaufman, there's like, what, a 2-foot size difference there just about? It's going to be harder for him to foul Kaufman. And the only issue there is when Kaufman decides to drive in, when Potes is on him defensively, Potes isn't going to be able to do anything to stop that. Like, I love Kyle Potes as a player. He is an excellent player. He's a tenacious defender. He is not going to be able to do anything on Trey Kaufman defensively. So what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to switch players like Wes Salahusky, Caleb Washington, even Jake Hybreeder at times onto him. We'll see how Coach Sturgeon chooses to play that here in the second half.
Say Highlanders also aggressive on the double team, trying to trap Kaufman down low and in the corners. Definitely expect to see that more often. Anytime Kaufman gets the ball, there's two Highlanders on him. Primarily Hybreeder and whoever can pick him up. Getting ready to start this second half. 34-33, Dragons up by one. Highlanders will start out with the ball. Trippier to inbound. It'll be Trippier, Hybreeder, Moore, Washington, and Harrett. And on the Dragons, it'll be Jacoby, Northern, Kaufman, Schuin, and Hinton. Trippier to inbound. Inbounds it to Hybreeder. Hybreeder now has it. Gives it to Moore on the elbow. Gives it now to Trippier. Inside pass to Washington. Working around Jacoby. Puts up a tough shot. No good. Ball gets knocked around, and Hinton comes down with the board. Gives it to Northern. On the fast break, Northern steps out. Gives it inside pass, actually, to Kaufman. Trying to get a step over on Washington. Kicks out to Northern. Top of the key. He drives. Puts up a tough shot. It's actually a pass inside to Kaufman. Great vision by Northern.
You said it first. Excellent vision by Northern to find Kaufman wide open down low. There's not much the Highlanders can do in that situation defensively.
Dragons score first in the second half. Ball gets knocked around, and Harrett saves it and is open. Shot no good. Kaufman gets the board. He gives it to Northern. On the fast break now, Northern gets fouled and falls by, I think, Moore.
That's defense there by the Highlanders. They're going to have to play physical, but they cannot let themselves get into foul trouble. If you get Brady Moore off the court with a foul out, then you're in trouble defensively because he's one of the bigger players on this team. You cannot afford to have that size disadvantage.
7:08 left in the third quarter, 36-33. Dragons up by 3, and they're actually, instead of inbounding, they're going to say the shot is up and Northern will take 2.
First free throws here by the Dragons. Let's see how what they're made of from the free throw line here.
I think Northern, a very quick player, very efficient player all around. First free throw goes in, makes it now 37-33. The Dragons coming out quick, almost cost a turnover on the Highlander side, and they definitely got the momentum right now.
That's right. The Highlanders sort of came out and got punched in the mouth here so far in the third quarter. We'll see how they react here on this next possession.
Ball touches all around the rim and goes in. 2 for 2 at the line. Brandon Northern, 38-33 now. Highlanders ball right now. Highbreeder has it, gives it to Harrett. Harrett has it on the wing. It's a pick by Washington. Gives it to Moore, top of the key. Gives it over to Highbreeder. Gives him a pick. Pass to Washington, top of the key. Guarded by Jacoby. Gives it to Trippier. Trippier gets some space. Almost kicks it out to Washington. Ball finds Washington in the corner. And back to Trippier. Very tough, strict defense by the Dragons. Loose ball right now.
The Dragons are playing fast defense, and it is impacting the Highlanders' offensive game plan. You can see right here.
Highbreeder, he'll try a 3. Deep 3, no good. And Schuin pulls down the board. They give it to Northern. Pass gets stolen away by Trippier. Trippier stops. Pass to Harrett. Gives it over to an open Moore on the wing. And that goes in for Brady Moore.
That's the kind of momentum-changing shot the Highlanders needed right there to keep themselves out of a hole.
They go quick with it, and Hinton will try 3 on his own on the other ball.
And that's the kind of momentum-stopping shot the Dragons needed right there.
Go quick again to an open Trippier. No good. And Northern gets the rebound. Northern has it right now. Stops top of the key. Inside pass to Kaufman. And gets grabbed up by Washington. Wow, that was 2 back-to-back threes by Hinton. That is insane. You don't see that too often. Both teams very angry and going quick. Jacoby to inbound for the Dragons. Inbounds it to Kaufman. Ball finds Northern on the wing. Inside pass again. Another foul again on Washington.
You can see he's a little bit confused right now. There's not much you can do when you're playing against Trey Kaufman. He's either going to draw a foul or he's going to score on you every single time. They played him well in the first half. They're going to have to either change their offensive game plan and adjust, or they're going to have to put a player like Salahusky, who just came in, on him.
5:45 left in the third quarter. Salahusky will check in for Washington, and Salahusky gets a quick block on Kaufman. Kaufman puts up a shot over, no good. And finally, a foul is called, and Kaufman will go to the line. What a rejection by Salahusky.
Salahusky playing excellent, excellent defense right there. You're doing all you can against a player like Trey Kaufman. And making him go 0 for 3 like that, you don't do that very often.
Now Kaufman will go to the line. He's yet to take a free throw so far in this game. So as much as Salahusky can contest a shot, you got to get the board on that one. 5:39 left in the third quarter. Kaufman at the line right now. First free throw. No good for Kaufman, and Poach will check in for Trippier.
That's rare when you see a player like that, as good as Kaufman is, miss a free throw like that.
Okay, both teams hot early, so you can come out on a run. Second free throw by Trey Kaufman. It's up, and that one will go in. Makes it 42-36 now, and more inbounds it to Highbreeder. Highbreeder now with it, guarded by Hinton. Gets a pick by Salahusky, drives in, gives it out to Poats. Poats with it, guarded by Schuin. Gives over to Highbreeder on the wing. Inside pass to Salahusky, loses it, and it gets picked away by Hinton, and ball finds Kaufman. Kaufman has it. Stop, inside pass to Jacoby. Ball gets picked away by Poats, and Harrett comes up with the ball.
Kyle Poats again playing out of his mind defensively right now.
Harrett has it for the Highlanders. Gives it to Moore on the wing, guarded by Kaufman. Pass over now to Highbreeder. Highbreeder gives it out to Harrett. Pulls up from the mid-range. No good, and Jacoby pulls down the board. They give it to Kaufman. Kaufman with it, has it on the wing, guarded by Highbreeder. Kaufman working on Highbreeder, gives it over to Jacoby. Bad pass, gets knocked around. Poats fighting for it, and they're going to say it's off Poats. It'll go to the Dragons as Garton checks in for Northern.
Potes on Northern, another good matchup. That's a matchup we've been talking about all game long. We'll see how he does here against Schuin here.
4:41 left in the third quarter, 42-36, Dragons in the lead. Highbeater has the ball for the Highlanders, has the top of the key, drive, stops on the elbow, gives it to Potes. Potes gets a pick by Stella Husky, loses the ball in a reaching call. It'll stay with the Highlanders.
That's mistakes that Silver Creek cannot make on defense because they know the Highlanders will capitalize if given the opportunity. And same goes for the Highlanders. You cannot make silly turnover mistakes like that because the Silver Creek offense is so high-powered that you cannot afford to give them the ball at any point during the game.
Northern will check in for Schuin, and Gilbert will check in for Jacoby. Highlanders ball, Highbeater to inbound, 4:27 left in the third quarter. They inbound to Stella Husky, top of the key. Handoff down to Highbeater. He'll take a deep three, no good. So Husky gets the offensive board and gets denied by Kaufman. He'll try again, foul and one, Stella Husky.
Kaufman getting a little bit of revenge there on Salahusky for his actions down low on defense. However, Salahusky having the moxie to go up there again against Trey Kaufman and getting the and one, that is excellent play there by Wes Salahusky.
Jacoby is going to check in for Kaufman. Kaufman, I don't think he's sat down once so far.
And that's something about the Silver Creek team that's so good is you can have Cooper Jacoby come in and not have your level of play dip at all.
So Husky will convert on the line, cuts the deficit down by 3, 42-39. Dragons up. Northern has it. Highlanders playing tough defense and converting on turnovers. Northern's going to try to draw something off. Gives it to Garton. Pass down to Gilbert. Guarded by Potes. Gives over to Northern. Potes picks him up. Pass down to Hinton, top of the key. Back to Northern on the wing. He'll drive, gets around more. Euro step, no good. Gets poked away by Highbreeder. Highbreeder now has it for the Highlanders. Highbreeder going quick. Puts up an in-transition shot. No good. Ball bounces around on Stella Husky, but no good. Dragon's going to go quick. Hinton has it inside to Jacoby. Puts up a shot over. Foul before the shot. And
it's going to be a timeout for Silver Creek.
Yep. 42-39 right now. 3:37 left in the third quarter right now. Dragons up. Highlanders came out, and they definitely chopped down on that lead. I mean, Highbreeder went quick with it. You said it best. Potes is playing some of the best defense he's played year-round. And Stella Husky getting boards over Kaufman. Kaufman, he doesn't know what to do right now. But offensively, he's performed like he can. But on the other side of the ball, he's been almost gone.
And that's what happens when you have two high-powered offenses like this go head-to-head against each other. There's going to be instances where your best players don't know what to do, and they're going to have to rely on their second options. We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible: Falkenberg Automotive, Chicken Salad Chick, Rainbow Dance Academy, and Terry Wagner, State Farm Agent. Thank you guys for making this production possible. We would not be here without you.
And Kaufman sat down earlier in place of Jacoby. First time he had a break since halftime, and he'll check back into the game this time. They need a player to step up now, both offensively and defensively. See the goal with Kaufman. Northern to inbound for the Dragons.
And despite the fact that the Highlanders have been pretty successful in limiting Kaufman, they're still finding themselves in a three-point hole here.
Quick inbound to Jacoby. Tries a mid-range shot. No good. Pulls down by Kaufman and gets fouled going up. He'll go back to the line.
That's an excellent job by Kaufman there drawing the foul. All Wes Salahusky did there was stand there and put his hands up, but Kaufman, being the player that he is, knows how to work around that.
Say foul is going to be called on Harrod. Kaufman will go to the line. One for 2 earlier. Free throw by Trey Kaufman. It's up and now will go in. Makes it now 43-39. 3:33 left in the third quarter.
Highlanders are going to have to come off this free throw here and get some going on offense very, very quickly.
Second free throw by Kaufman. It's up. And that goes in. Goes 2 for 2 at the line on that time. And Schuin will check in for Garton.
We'll see what the Highlanders draw up here offensively. Kyle Potes getting the inbound here.
Potes now has it for the Highlanders. 3:30 left in the third quarter. Potes guarded by Schuin. Potes drives inside on Schuin. Turnaround Jay gets denied, but a foul is going to be called, and Potes will go to the line. Schuin upset with that one.
There's not much you can do about that. I mean, the ref's call is the ref's call, but I don't think I saw a foul there personally.
Say Pote's going to go to the line for the first time.
Potes has been a very efficient player. First free throw, no good.
These are opportunities that the Highlanders are going to have to capitalize on because they know that they're not going to get these opportunities often against a tough, very crisp Silver Creek defense. We'll see what happens here.
New face hits the court as Will Fisher for the Highlanders will check in. Pote's second free throw. 44-39 right now. Down by 5, and Potes cuts it down to 4. They inbound to Northern. Dragons got a lot of size on the court right now. Ball finds Gilbert, then to Hinton. Back to Gilbert on the wing. Potes picks him up. Gilbert gives it to Kaufman in the corner. Kaufman brings it out.
Kaufman on Potes yet again.
Highbreeder now guarding Northern. Ball finds Hinton. Pass across to Northern. Back to Kaufman. Kaufman has it. Stops, pulls up a free throw line mid-range shot. No good. And Hinton pulls down the offensive board. Ball out to Kaufman. Fakes a pass, drives in, stops, kicks it out to an open Jacoby. He'll try a 3. No good, and Highbreeder gets the board.
Excellent defense there by the Highlanders. I'm kind of shocked that shot by Kaufman didn't go in over Potes, to be honest with you.
Highbreeder still holding on to it. Gives it to Fisher. Fisher to Harrett. Harrett to Highbreeder. Hand off to Fisher. And then to Harrett. Harrett has it on the wing, guarded by Gilbert. He'll bring it out. Gives it to Potes. Potes now guarded by Jacoby. Potes drives in on Jacoby. Stops. Gives it out to Fisher in the corner. Back to Potes. Tough defense by the Dragons. Highlanders can't get it inside. Potes still with it. Just under 2 minutes left in the quarter. Kick out now to an open Harrett in the corner. No good. Fighting for the rebound. And Jacoby comes up with it.
That is excellent defense there by the Dragons. The Highlanders are going to have to adjust to that all game long.
Jacoby drives in and foul going up. We talked about how we didn't see a free throw in the first half by the Dragons. They're getting all the calls now.
And then, they're doing a better job of getting themselves to the line, and they're doing an excellent job of capitalizing on the opportunities that they have there.
So Jacoby, first free throw of the night goes in for Jacoby. Makes it 45-40. It's always within this 5-point range between the Dragons and the Highlanders. No team seen to really pull away. It's been a very competitive game, though.
Both teams are playing excellent defense and then going shot for shot with each other. That's how they've managed to stay so close together.
Second free throw goes in for Jacoby. 46-40. Dragons up by 6. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Highlanders ball as Highbreeder has it, guarded by Northern. That's on the wing. Pass to Husky, top of the key. And gets fouled by Northern on the pick.
If I'm being honest with you, I'm shocked neither one of these teams is in the bonus yet.
So Highlanders will inbound. And Harrett will inbound for the Highlanders. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Highlanders need a big shot to get some momentum going. Harrett inbounds it to Potes. Potes has the top of the key. Drives inside. Puts up a tough shot. It gets fouled going up.
Excellent job there by Kyle Potes, finding a bigger man to go up against. And he knows if he goes up against a big man like that, he's probably going to get fouled. Way to put himself on the line there. Now, can he capitalize on this opportunity to cut it down to a 4-point lead?
And Potes making his presence known. He's had a great defensive performance. One of the best defensive performances he's had year-round. Does make the first free throw. And offensively, hit that big 3 over Kaufman. Can drive inside, getting some calls. He's a player I didn't expect that would go off like he is now.
I certainly think he's probably one of the better guards on this team. I think you pair him with Jake Highbreeder, and you've got yourself one of the best backcourts Floyd Central has seen in a long time.
2 for 2 at the line here. Makes it 46-42. Dragons up. 4-point difference. Highlanders haven't gotten a stop in a while. Garton has it now for the Dragons. Pass to Jacoby in the corner. Pass now to Hinton. Hinton to Northern. Drives inside. Loses the ball. Puts up a tough shot over Sel Husky. Sel Husky gets the board and gives it to Highbreeder. Highbreeder going quick. Drives in. Kicks out to Harrett. Stops. Drives in. Out to Potes on the wing. Potes now will drive. Spin move. Put up a shot. Over Kaufman again, and it drops.
Excellent, excellent tenacity there by Kyle Post going up against the bigger man. He knows he's either going to go to the line or it's going to go in. That kind of confidence is key here for the Highlanders as we get to the closing quarter of this game.
46-44. Dragons only up by 2 now.
30 seconds. Noise being heard here at Joe Hinton Court. Northern has the ball. He's going to hold it off. Harrod denying Kaufman anything on the inside. Hinton calling for it. They missed the call down low. And Sebastian Coe gets picked off by Highbreeder on the fast break. Highbreeder has it, drives in past the Fisher, puts up a shot. No good. Put back by Selahusky. No good. Ball bounces out of bounds, going to the Dragons. 2.4 seconds left.
What a final 10 seconds we're seeing here in the closing seconds here of the third quarter. I'm going to wager here whoever makes this last shot is going to go into the fourth quarter with momentum. The Highlanders playing excellent defense. The Dragons not having an answer so far.
Full court press. They give it to Jacoby. Puts up a three at the last second. No good. Touched everywhere but the net. Wow.
What an electric final 10 seconds of that quarter.
You said it best. Wow. A missed opportunity at the end of the third quarter, 46-44. Dragons' lead has now been cut down to 2.
Wow. That's all I got to say about that. So the Highlanders cut it down to 2. They hold the Dragons to 0 points there in the last 10 seconds, and they have momentum going here into the fourth quarter. We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible: A1 Porta Potty, Premier Homes of Southern Indiana, Chips Lawn Service LLC, and The Laundry Basket. Thank you guys for making this production possible. We wouldn't be here without you.
And Highlander fans a bit disappointed, thinking that Kaufman got away with a 3-second call. Harrod did a great job denying him the ball down low. Northern didn't know what to do, tried to make a pass, and Highbreeder, he placed himself perfectly. Potes now with 2 big shots over Kaufman. I mean, what more could you want from that player? If you would have told me that Kyle Potes would be popping off against a 6'10", #1 player in Indiana, I wouldn't have believed it.
I mean, he has the confidence, and that is key here. He's confident, but he's not cocky. He's able to find the right play. He's able to take the shot himself if he has to. He's able to spread the ball around, and that's not to discount Jake Highbreeder. He's having a great game, but right now the best player on the court right now for the Highlanders is Kyle Potes.
Say Hinton to inbound. Inbounds it to Northern. Dragons ball starting the fourth quarter, 46-44, anyone's ball game. Northern has it. Pass to Garton on the wing. Back to Northern. Inside pass to Kaufman. Gets the catch, puts up a shot over Washington. Makes it 48-44 now. Quick inbound to Highbreeder.
And that's something that the Highlanders are going to have to watch. Is you're going to have to keep Trey Kaufman out of the paint the rest of the game.
Highbreeder drives, gets tangled up by Northern. Foul is called going up.
Highbreeder's going to have to go shot for shot here with Kaufman. Kaufman is going to go off this quarter. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Highbreeder's just going to have to match him.
Especially Washington still hasn't found the answer on defensive side. Selahusky did a way better job of detaining and getting boards over Kaufman. Washington still doesn't really know how to defend him. First free throw goes in for Highbreeder. Makes it 48-45 now. Second free throw by Highbreeder. It's up, and that one will go in. 48-46, back to a 2-point lead for the Dragons. Kaufman inbounds it to Northern.
Way to capitalize on those opportunities. If you're Jake Highbreeder, you're going to have to do that throughout the rest of the quarter here.
Right now, Jacoby has it in the corner for the Dragons. Stops on the wing. Inside pass to Kaufman. Gets poked around and stolen by Washington, and Potes comes up with it. Potes has it. Potes drives inside. Stops. Handoff to Washington. Won't take the shot over Kaufman. Pass to Trippier. Trippier to Highbreeder. Highbreeder now guarded by Jacoby. 7 minutes left in the game. Highbreeder has it. Step back jumper. No good. And Kaufman pulls down the board. They give it to Northern. Swing over now to Hinton. Inside pass to Jacoby. Puts up a shot over Washington. No good, and Washington gets the board. Pass now to Highbreeder. Highbreeder. Pass to Trippier. Gets poked away and stolen by Jacoby. And they give it to Northern. It's 2 quick steals for you.
The Dragons playing excellent defense there, but the Highlanders matching that is just going to come down to who can get the most baskets here. They're not very many opportunities have been presented. Let's see who can take advantage of them.
Garton has it right now on the wing. Pass to Hinton, then to Northern. Pass the other side to Garton. He'll try a 3 from the corner. No good, but Jacoby pulls down the board. Pass to Hinton, gets Highbreeder in the air. Ball gets denied, but a foul is going to be called on Moore.
They're going to call that a foul? I mean, again, the ref's call is the ref's call, but I'm not going to agree with that.
I think they're saying the foul is going to be on his right hand going up. and Hinton will go to the line. And looks like Dragons are going to be in the bonus.
That's huge here for the Dragons.
First free throw goes in for Hinton. Makes it 49-46, and Gilbert will check in for Garton.
I'm going to make a bold prediction and say this game is going to come down to free throws made by either team here.
Moore will check out of the game for Stella Husky. Washington did a better job guarding Jacoby. I think it's smart to put Stella Husky on Kaufman. Second free throw, no good, and Highbreeder gets the board. Highbreeder now has it, 49-46. Highlanders need a basket. Pass now to Potes. About 6 minutes left in the game. Potes has it, gives it to Washington, top of the key. Pass now to Potes. Potes drives, tries to get the Highbreeder. Almost stolen by Hinton. Highbreeder saves it, but steps out of bounds.
He stepped out. That is huge. The Dragons are playing excellent defense here. And the key here for the Highlanders, they cannot get frustrated. They're going to have to stay calm, cool, and collected and take every advantage of every opportunity that they're presented with.
Northern now has it for the Dragons. 5:40 left in the game. They give it to Jacoby. Potes picks up Jacoby. They give it to Kaufman now. Gets double teamed by Potes and Highbreeder. Give it to an open Hinton, and that goes in for an open man.
That's just another thing about this Silver Creek team. You cannot let anyone get open from the three-point line because they are all very, very capable shooters.
Potes now has it. Highlanders need a basket. He gets a pick by Washington. He's guarded by Jacoby. And timeout is going to be taken by Coach Sturgeon for the Highlanders. 5:15 left in the game. 52-46. Huge shot by Hinton. The double teaming Kaufman stops his offensive presence. But you said it best. There's a lot of shooters on this Dragons team, and you can't leave anyone open.
We'd like to thank the following grant writers who made this production possible. Pete Palmer Law, LLC, Elite Heating and Air, Mr. Hardware, and Southern Indiana Equipment, LLC. Thank you guys for making this production possible. We would not be here without you.
Big shot by Hinton. You said shot for shot. Highbreeder, he better have those big offensive stretches he's known for late game here. They're down by 6. They seem to be putting Potes on Jacoby now. Washington, he's doing a better job defending Jacoby when he's in the paint. Stella Husky seems to do a better job at defending Kaufman. Washington paired up with Kaufman is a bad move. I guess Washington just doesn't know how to defend him, or that quick step from Kaufman just catches him off guard.
And, ultimately I think it comes down to experience. I mean, Caleb Washington has not played a player of Trey Kaufman's caliber, except for Trey Kaufman last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Washington's a good player. He's an excellent player. I think he's the future of this team. I don't think he has the experience or the moxie to match up against a player like Kaufman right now.
Getting back to the action now. It'll be Highlanders ball. Trippier to inbound with 5:15 left. Dragons are in the bonus, and that's going to cost you. Trippier inbounds it to Highbreeder. Dragons still holding on to their lead. Highbreeder has it, passes it to Washington on the wing. Washington now to Stella Husky. Inside pass gets stolen away by Northern on the fast break now. Northern has it. Euro step, gets a shot over Stella Husky. Tip in by Kaufman. Wow.
That's something that Kaufman is so good at, is those second chance points. You just can't let him get those kind of opportunities as the lead here extends to 8.
Dragons up by 8. Highlanders ball. Highbreeder has it. Takes a quick 3, and that goes in for Highbreeder. They quickly inbound it.
Here comes that late game stretch that Highbreeder is known so well for.
It's getting fired up. Trippier now on Northern. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Up by 5 Dragons. Jacoby now has it. Pass to Hinton, then to Northern. Gives it to Hinton, then Jacoby on the wing. It's double teamed. Pass inside to Kaufman. Out to another open Hinton, and he buries a 3. They cannot leave him open.
They cannot leave anyone open. That's something that the Highlanders are going to have to realize coming down late game. They cannot let anyone get open.
Highbury goes quick and gets fouled going up for the shot, and he'll shoot 2.
Can he take advantage of these free throws? I've said it before on air, and I'll say it again. He hit 3 of the biggest free throws I've ever seen in my life a couple years ago at sectionals against New Albany in Kobe Barnes' senior year when he played here. These are going to be huge free throws here as well, as the Highlanders get into the bonus as well.
Say Kaufman seems to be the focus for the Highlanders defense. Highbury will make the first free throw, but he cannot be their only focus. Hinton has proven to be electric, and Northern's so quick he can make shots over anybody.
And Cooper Jacoby's a legitimate number 1 option on any other team. I mean, who are you going to double team besides Kaufman?
2 for 2 at the line. Highbreeder 57-51. Both teams in the bonus. Northern has it right now. About 4 minutes left in the game. Dragons up by 6. Northern has it. Highlanders need a stop. Pass to Jacoby. Jacoby to Kaufman. Kaufman drives in. Puts up a shot over Highbreeder. No good. Hinton gets the board. Puts up another shot and gets fouled by Highbreeder. Hinton hitting 2 threes and a big offensive board right there.
That was a smart job by Hinton there, putting himself on the bigger Highbreeder. He knows, again, it's that small-big mismatch. If a small person goes up against a big man, it's either going to go in or it's going to be a foul every single time.
And first free throw, no good for Hinton. And that's what's going to cost you right there. Yeah, an elite shooter that can't bury his free throws. That's not going to bode well further down the stretch.
As more comes in here for Salahusky.
Second free throw, it's up, and that one drops. 58-51. Dragons increase their lead to 7. Highbreeder now with it. 3:40 left in the game. Highbreeder has the top of the key, working on Hinton. Pulls up another quick three, no good, and Jacoby gets the board.
Highbreeder's got to take smarter shots. He cannot get cocky, and he cannot get hot-headed here.
Northern has the ball right now. Up by 7. Dragons can waste some clock. Jacoby has it. Pass down to Kaufman, top of the key. Then to Hinton. Hinton to an open Northern. He'll pump fake. Crosses up Highbreeder.
Highbreeder's playing the ball right now, and Northern knows it.
Northern holding on to it. Hand off to Kaufman. 3 minutes left in the game here. Kaufman gets around Highbreeder. Puts up foul. Will miss the layup. He'll go to the line.
There's only so much you can do against a driving Kaufman like that. I mean, he is a freight train coming at you.
Say, these are 2 big-time free throws for Kaufman.
He makes these. It could ice the game.
Kaufman now at the line. Free throw by Kaufman. That one goes in, makes it 59-51. Both teams in the bonus. This could be a really long and foul-inflated last couple minutes.
Then again, both of these teams need all the points they can get right now.
Second free throw for Kaufman. That rattles in, makes it 60-51. Highlanders down by 9 now. Just under 3 minutes left in the game. Potes gives it to Highbreeder on the wing. Gets a pick by Moore. Pass to Washington. They give it to Potes. Potes drives in. Puts away, tough shot. Gets denied by Northern. Wow.
Northern is tired of Potes taking advantage of him down low. And Potes is going to have to realize that. He's going to have to get smarter offensively. He's played a great game. Let's see how he reacts here in the fourth quarter.
Highbreeder, they quickly inbound it and pass to an open Potes. Foul on the floor. And I think the foul, it'll be foul on Northern. And Washington will go with the line. I haven't seen too much from Washington this game. It's been quiet offensively. Can't really get anything over Kaufman.
That's why these free throws are so huge. I mean, if you can cut this lead down to a manageable amount here, going into the final minute, and you let Highbreeder do his thing, or even give it to Salahusky down low, because the only player that's been able to stop him defensively is Kaufman and or Jacoby.
So it looks like clean up a wet spot right now. I mean, Dragons offensively, it's been a very fast-paced game. Hinton hit big threes all game long. Kaufman doing what he needs to do. Jacoby and Northern, the 2 offensive performances I didn't expect to see at all. Jacoby proving his worth in the mid-range game, and Northern outrunning everyone on the court to get some easy points on the inside. Now Washington steps up to the line. First free throw. That will go in for Washington.
And another player you can't discount here this late in the game is Cole Harrett. He hit those 2 threes in the first quarter, and he's been quiet for the rest of the game. But look for him to potentially get some opportunities here to try and cut this lead down with 2:36 left here in the game.
Second free throw by Washington. Front iron, no good. Ball bounces around. Washington saves it, but will step out of bounds. Go to the Dragons. That would have been a big opportunity for him.
A potential 3-point opportunity. They cannot let any points slip through their fingers here if you're Floyd Central.
So Husky will check out of the game. Replacing will be Brady Moore.
2:33 left in the game here, 60-52.
Those two have been swapping spots regularly. Let's see what happens here. It looks like they've been switching every time the ball changes possession.
Northern pass down to Jacoby. Gives it to Hinton in the corner. Pass out to Northern. Northern pass it around. Hinton in the corner. Inside pass to Jacoby. Puts up a shot over Moore. Easy points right there for the big man.
You cannot let him get any opportunities, especially with a lead like this down low.
Double-digit lead. High Breeder drives quickly. Gets denied by Hinton. And I think a foul is going to be called on Jacoby, and High Breeder will go to the line.
These are free throws that are going to be huge here for the Highlanders. They're going to have to cut this lead down to under 10, and they're going to have to take advantage of every opportunity that they get here. This Dragons defense doesn't make mistakes often, but when they do, you're going to have to capitalize.
First free throw will go in for High Breeder. Makes it now 62-53. High Breeder, one of his better efficient free throw shooting nights. Second free throw goes in, makes it 62-54. They full court press as they inbound it to Northern. Double team by Potes and Washington. And Washington's going to get away with a push.
That's going to send them to the line. You cannot make those mistakes here if you're the Highlanders, especially this late in the game with this kind of lead here for the Dragons.
Right now, you got to pray for some misses here. Down by 8, just under 2 minutes left in the game. Highlanders, they got to go for a big offensive stretch, pray for some misses, and cause some turnovers.
That's right. They're going to have to play the best basketball they've played all year long. High Breeder has had some excellent last 2 minutes before this year, though. I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen.
First free throw will go in for Brandon Northern. Put up a very impressive performance tonight. All around the ball, a great playmaker. The chemistry between him and Kaufman has allowed some great inside points.
Double bonus here for the Dragons. Something else to notice.
Second free throw by Northern. It's up, and that time it'll drop. 64-54. Now a double-digit lead for the Dragons. Jacoby will try to pick up High Breeder. High Breeder has it. High Breeder drives, puts a tough turnaround J. That will go in.
High Breeder's going to have to make those shots and more throughout the rest of this final minute here if they want to stay competitive.
Timeout called, Coach Sturgeon. Potes has played excellent defense, has made some big-time steals. He might be the player. He's going to get around Kaufman, and he's going to get ready to check into the game. This has to be some of the greatest defense Highlanders have ever played.
Right, and I think the best lineup for the Highlanders right now is going to be you're going to want Potes on the floor to cover Northern and occasionally Kaufman, because he's gotten the better of Kaufman here more than once this game. You're going to have to put High Breeder on the floor, obviously. You're going to have to put Sal Husky on the floor to have that size down low, because so far they haven't been able to find an answer for him offensively. And you're going to have to put either Harrett for the three-point shot or Trippier for that three-point shot, and even potentially Brady Moore.
This game has been very back and forth, but what really made the deficit as it is now is them allowing 2 big threes by Isaac Hinton. They close those shots, and it's a totally different ball game here, but that has allowed the Dragons to initially go out on a quick run, and right now deficit now is 8. Right now, inbounding, it'll be Jacoby. Highlanders will full court press.
That's the best move for them defensively right now.
Jacoby to inbound. 1:46 left in the game. They inbound to Kaufman. Washington on him. Kaufman runs, gets across the timeline. Pass to Schuin. Schuin goes right. High Breeder guarding him. Northern now has it. High Breeder switched on him.
Dragons able to bleed some clock here if they want to.
Northern drives in. And wow, that will go to the Highlanders. He stepped out of bounds on the sideline.
That is a huge turnover here. If the Highlanders can capitalize, that will swing momentum, and that is huge.
They check in Harrett for Potes. Harrett a shooter. See if they can get someone open. Trippier to inbound. Schuin and Kaufman will step up. 1:25 left in the game. Trippier, he'll let it roll. High Breeder finally picks it up. Pulls up a mid-range shot over Kaufman. No good. Ball bounces around and gets pulled down by Jacoby.
You cannot afford to have any misses like that if you're the Highlanders.
Full court
pass goes out of bounds, intended for Schuin. Kaufman heated about that. Highlanders will get another shot at it.
And that's another rare opportunity here for this Highlanders offense. They're going to have to take advantage of it.
Inbound to Highbury, gives it to Washington, loses it. He'll try a three over Kaufman. Deep three goes in for Washington.
That is huge. Big time clutch shot from Caleb Washington, making his presence finally felt.
He cuts the lead down to 5 here. Defense got to be tough for the Highlanders. Capitalize. Schuin, that full court pass out of bounds, gave the Highlanders that shot. I've never seen a pass like that. Kaufman was heated about that.
And rightfully so. That led to the huge three by Washington, and that could be the momentum swinger here.
It's a big opportunity here. Defense needs to be sharp. Yeah, tighten up on Kaufman and Hinton. On the inside, Jacoby proved he can be efficient. Washington kind of struggling to guard him here late, allowing for some quick inside points in this quarter.
That's right. Ultimately, it's going to come down to, can the Highlanders remain calm, cool, and collected and take advantage of every opportunity that they're given? They're going to have to find holes in that defense, and they're going to have to go at Trey Kaufman head on. Because ultimately, that's what's worked so far, is they've said, okay, Trey Kaufman, you're the best player in Indiana, try and stop us, and it's worked.
Highlanders will full court press. 1:05 left in the game, 64-59. Jacoby quickly inbounds it to Kaufman. Washington guarding him. Kaufman pass to Jacoby. Jacoby gives it to Gilbert. Gilbert gives it to Kaufman. Kaufman's going to hold it. Quickly gives it to Gilbert in the corner. Dragon's going to hold it. Pass over to Northern now.
Silver Creek able to bleed some clock here. They could hold for final shot if they so desire.
Highbury will quickly foul. 46.5 left. And Northern will go to the line for 2. And Harrod's going to check into the game for the Highlanders.
If you're Floyd Central here, you're praying for misses. If he misses these, it's your last breath.
First free throw by Brandon Northern. He's had a great night offensively. First free throw, and that's short. And Coach Sturgeon is going to keep switching on defense and offense between Potes and Harrod.
I mean, you got Harrod, who is a pure sharpshooter, and Potes, who has a good three-point shot himself, but he's able to get more offense going.
Second free throw, that goes in for Northern. And Schuin will check in to the game for Gilbert.
Highlanders are going to have to get something going here very, very quickly. They're going to have to find someone open for 3 or draw an and one or something.
Say Northern. And they're going to stop the game real quick. I think a little bit of a miscommunication in terms of substitution. Back to the action. More inbounds. Highbury lets it roll for a bit. Picks it up. Drives, stops, gives it to Harrod. Harrod to Moore. Moore drives, stop, gives out to Washington. Back to Moore. Moore drives inside, puts up a shot. Denied by Kaufman, and Jacoby gets the board. Big time block. They give it to Northern, and Moore quickly founds Northern.
That might be the play of the game. That might be what iced it here for the Dragons. That block by Kaufman on Moore, that's huge.
It looks like they wanted a 3, but Moore got a lane and took it.
And, I mean, excellent offensive IQ there by Brady Moore. That's what you're supposed to do. You see the lane, you take it, even if it's against a bigger guy like Trey Kaufman. But Kaufman, using his dynamic athletic ability, was able to go in and see what was happening and deny that shot. That shot goes in, it's a momentum shifter. What he did there was potentially icing the game.
Northern clutch free throws for the guard. First free throw goes in, makes it 66-59. That is now a 3-possession lead.
And I'm not one to say it's over before it's over, but I think that's the game right there.
Timeout, Coach Sturgeon. About 30 seconds left in the game. Dragons in the double bonus right now, up by 7. It's a very tough spot here. You're going to need a Reggie Miller-esque miracle to pull out. Highlanders, it was really those 2 big shots by Hinton. If they would have got rid of that, that would have been a 1-point game we're seeing right now. They just focused too. Obviously, you got to focus on Kaufman, but they focused on him way too hard and left some players open, like Jacoby, like Northern, like Hinton, and it's cost them deeply.
Right, and I mean, ultimately, coming down to it, I think the lesson learned from this game is don't discount second and third options. Any player at any given point can go off, and I think that's something that this Highlander team is going to be able to take away with them as they go into the final stretch here of the season.
So Northern has an opportunity here with the free throw. Northern finally going to take the free throw. It's up, and that one, no good. Kaufman gets the offensive rebound and puts it in.
And that's it right there.
Inbound to Highbreeder. Clock's ticking, 22 seconds left. Highbreeder drives, tries to turn around, puts a shot over Kaufman, fighting for the rebound. Highbreeder gets it up, puts up a quick mid-range shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound again. Podes comes up with it, takes another mid-range shot, no good. Kaufman fighting for the rebound once more. Northern picks it up, and
that'll be the game.
I think a timeout was called. Actually, they just stopped the game before it was early. They'll let that last 2.7 run out. Final score 68-59. Dragons win by 9. Taking a win away from here on Joe Hinton courts. What more can you say? Kaufman did what he needed to do, but those second and third options stepped up to the game. Focused a little too hard on Kaufman. Hinton got on. Northern was great. And Jacoby sneaking in those points on the inside. Washington unable to guard Kaufman. And that's what a reigning champion team looks like.
Right. And ultimately the Highlanders came into this game with an excellent game plan. They played very, very well. But ultimately, those second and third options, Isaac Hitt and Cooper Jacoby, were ultimately too much. There was not much they could do to stop those guys.
Right now, we're going to go to Garrett with some stats right now.
So we're going to pull away, having 5 steals compared to Silver Creek's 1. However, towards the end of the game, it became a one-man show with Trey Kaufman's keep on scoring whenever he wanted to. And Jake and the Highlanders, they kept it back, scoring 25 points, but however, it just wasn't enough to stop Trey Kaufman and the Silver Creek Dragons. Final score being 66-59.
It'll be 68-59, and on that, I've been Josh. With me has been Garrett and Michael. You are watching FC TV. Have a great night.